We're glad to still have you back. This is Signature Morning and Signature TV. We'll be moving ahead to another discussion. We're talking about scarcity of Naira and POS operators. And to discuss this further is Francis Chinonso Ibeto. He's the chairman of Association of Mobile Money Bank Agents in Nigeria, AMBAN, Anambra State Chapter. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Mr. Ibeto, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
So quickly, I would want to ask you, what would you, say are major causes of cash scarcity in Nigeria right now?
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for that question. Before we start talking about the major causes of cash scarcity in Nigeria now, we need to look back to February 2023 when CBN came up with the issue of a new Naira note and limits on cash withdrawal in our commercial bank. So we all know what really happened that last year, and a lot of people went through hell because presently now, as things are now, you cannot, as a QS operator or as a Nigerian, go to any commercial bank in Nigeria and be able to withdraw more than 20,000 naira. And you know how things work in this country. Some people took advantage of it last year to be hoarding cash. That last year that led to issue of this selling of cash. Thank God that our security agencies were able to do one or two things to at least reduce it. So the current situation on ground now is that most commercial bank in Nigeria doesn't have enough cash to keep up. And in common economy, when there is an increase in demand, because our businessmen, our farmers, they don't have access to cash the way they used to because of this cashless economy the CBN introduced. So they don't have access to cash. So they can readily get this cash. And because of what happened during the cashless policy last year, some traders, farmers are now afraid of lodging their money into the commercial bank. So what is happening now is this. Some of them, instead of moving the money to the commercial bank, they now rely on POS operators, which is a common terminology used in Nigeria, but the right word is agent banker, to come to their location to pick up this cash. Because imagine the situation whereby, for example, I'm a POS operator, and on a daily basis, I need up to, let's say, 2 million naira cash or more to do business. But when I go to bank to source money, they can only issue me 20,000 naira. So as a businessman, I will find a way to go into the supermarket, filling stations, to source that cash from them. And since those cash are being sourced from the right source now, most of these business owners, they have built a kind of good relationship with agent bankers that made them that they are now reducing the risk of moving cash to the bank, because agent bankers will always come to them to source out cash, knowing fully well that they cannot source from the bank. Let me stop for now. Thank you.
So it is not a natural thing for everyone, but it's just a strategic thing for business people. But I'm just wondering, because a lot of people are beginning to worry that very soon there's not going to be cash out there, even it is also glaring at our faces right now. But what is the major role of POS operators with these business people? Because I believe they're supposed to have gone to the bank straight to get this cash.
Oh, yeah. The sincere truth is this. If you have the opportunity of interviewing some business people around, for example, let me use Onitsha as an example. Majority of them suffered a lot during this cashless policy last year. So they don't want a reputation of this kind of thing in 2024. So they prefer giving out money to agent bankers around them, so that whenever they need the money, they can easily source it back from the agent banker, because they know quite well that if they go to bank to source money, they can only get 20,000 maximum. And sincerely speaking, this issue of cashless policy is a wonderful development. We, the members of AMBA, we welcome it, but the method in which it was implemented was so rapid that Nigerians are not yet ready for it. So that is what is causing all this scarcity we are experiencing. I must tell you the truth. As I'm talking to you this morning, I'm not even sure of the cash that I will use to work in my office this morning. That is to show you how bad the situation of this scarcity is and how it is affecting us, the agent banker. So it's not a funny issue. Although as an association of money mobile money bank agents in Nigeria is working so hard to be able to see how we can be able to collaborate with the CBN and other relevant authorities within the financial institutions to make cash available to agent bankers, because agent bankers are the only patriotic Nigerians we have right now, and I will prove it. If you go around, the first guest that spoke before I joined the program was talking about hardship that is going on across Nigeria. POS operators are the only people, only business people in Nigeria that have refused to increase their charges, despite the fact that there is a hyperinflation in Nigeria today. They know that they are the last mine, and without them, a lot of businesses will suffer in Nigeria today. Thank you.
Do you just say that did not increase the price?
Yes,
Mr. Ibeto, can you hear
I
me?
think so. Yes, I'm with you. I said yes.
But we see every time that when you go to a POS operator to get cash, the price keeps increasing. I remember from last 2 months, when you go to get 5,000 naira, the charge is not the same with what it is right now.
Yes. Because of high cost of our working materials right now, like for example, the printing paper and multi-taxation that US operators are facing right now, there is just a slight increase in charge. But you can't compare it with the increment we are having, the percentage of increment we are having in other commodities. That is what I'm trying to say. Let's assume that somebody is charging 100 naira before now, and the person added, let's say, 20 naira to it is 120. You can't use it to compare with the way things are skyrocketing in the market right now.
You said the cash cash scarcity is a welcome development, and at the same time you complaining about you not
No,
getting access to cash. So I'm wondering, can
no,
you
I
tell us
said
why
no, no,
you
no, no,
think the scarcity of
no, no. I never said that scarcity is a welcome development. I said uh, digital payment platform is a welcome development, which is cashless policy. That is what I said. I never said cash scarcity is a welcome development. Let me make it clear there. So you can continue with your question, ma'am.
all right, you are the chairman Association of Mobile Money and Bank Agents. Why are
Yeah.
there levies, some sort of levies, introduction of levies to POS operators? I mean, because we've interviewed some of the POS operators, and they keep talking about the levy, the high levy they pay. I know for them to recover that amount, they have to increase their charge. So my question is, why is there an increase in levy being paid by POS operators?
Okay, thank you so much. I don't know the particular location you are referring to, but let me talk about Anambra State because we are in Anambra, although we have our association across Nigeria. So there have been a lot of levies that are being directed towards POS operators in Anambra. We as a body have worked so hard to make sure that whenever such levy comes upon POS operators, we make sure we find a way around it. As I am talking to you now, no POS operator is being levied in Anambra. I can say that one for sure. I can't say for Imo, I can't say for Abia, I can't say for Enugu, I can't say for Lagos State, but I'm talking about Anambra State because we know how, I want us to get something straight here. Most of the times, ordinary Nigerians think that these POS operators make thousands of naira on a daily basis. Things doesn't work that way.
Mr. Beto, are you there? All right, we're still talking about the challenges, of course, and all the things being faced by the scarcity of Naira and POS operators. A lot of controversies surrounding the POS increase in charges per Naira, per any a thousand Naira. Actually, when you want to withdraw any particular amount of money, you have to pay some charge. But the problem now is the constant increase in the charges. And why is there scarcity of Naira? I think we have the guest back. Mr. Beto, are you there?
Yes, I'm back. Okay,
you were saying something. Please do continue.
Okay, I was saying I need to use this platform to educate Nigerians. Let me start from this number one. As long as Nigeria is concerned today, POS business is one of the highest employer of labor in Nigeria. Because of the high level of unemployment in Nigeria right now, an average Nigerian can easily use 50,000 naira or 100,000 naira to set up a POS business and continue. But let's make one thing clear. POS operators or agent bankers are not making as much as an ordinary Nigerian thinks that they are making on a daily basis. Some make between 2,000 at an average, 2,000 to 5,000 naira on a daily basis. Just imagine a situation with the cost of fuel, the cost of feeding and the rest. What 2,000 or 5,000 naira can do for an average Nigerian in the current situation of things. So majority that are in the business are into the business there because they want to survive. And thank God that I can hit my chest and say that today that POS operators or agency banking business have helped to make Nigerian society better. It has helped to reduce crime within our society because most of the youths that are into this business are now engaged. They can't invest their time again into criminal activity. And to POS operators that are listening to us right now, since there is a current challenge, especially in the area of scarcity, like we always train our members, agency banking business goes beyond cash in and cash out. We are encouraging our members to go into BVN enrollment, NIN enrollment, collection of payment, new payment like micro pension, insurance, and rest. So that if you cannot be able to generate money from cash in, cash out, you can be able to generate money from NIN or BVN or selling of insurance and other financial products because the economy now is not really friendly. So if you are a POS operator, or should I say an agent banker listening to us today, please invest your time into all these services because all of them are part of agency banking. And our primary goal is to make sure that every Nigerian is financially included because that is where the Central Bank of Nigeria is working so hard to make sure that the project is really achieved. Thank you.
Can you tell us the roles of AMBAN, the Association of Mobile Money and Bank Agents in Nigeria? What roles do they play?
Okay, basically, AMBAN is an umbrella body for POS operators in Nigeria. Our primary role is to, first and foremost, to educate POS operators. If there's an information that I will reveal to you that will shock you. In 2013, CBN came up with a policy, agency banking policy, as in guideline on agency banking. If I tell you that majority, up to 60% of POS operators in Nigeria are not even aware of this policy, that's the reason why a sizable number of POS operators are operating illegally. Like, for example, let me give you an example here. It's illegal for a POS operator to hawk POS. Nowadays, you will see people moving around with POS. Do your POS here, do your POS here. It's illegal. It's illegal to do POS business under an umbrella or under a tree. It's illegal for you to move from one location to another. But because it is not all the POS operators in Nigeria are registered as AMBA members. Most of them are not even aware of it, and they are operating illegal. And that is what brought us to an issue that we soon comment nationwide, which is agent JTF. The role of the agent JTF is to make sure that every POS operator is operating within the CBN guidelines on agency banking, because this will help to reduce the high level of criminal activities going on within the agency banking space. Because nowadays we hear a lot of stories about how somebody is being defrauded, how POS locations are used for criminal activity. It's because of there is no proper training among agency banking space. But to our members, they don't have issues with that because they are properly trained. Then, whenever any of our members have issues, they did the right thing, but because of one thing or the other, Nigerian factor, one person or group of person want to intimidate them, we come to intervene. We also provide a low interest rate loan to our members in collaboration with some financial institutions. We also provide a NIN device, BVN device to our members to enable them to take advantage of their environment by helping to enroll people within their environment to NIN or BVN, or to open an account for people around them, because all these things is towards a financial inclusion agenda of CBN. So there is a lot of benefits an AMBA member gets that non-AMBA members are not getting. So that is why I encourage you, if you are a POS operator and you are listening to us, kindly make effort to join AMBA. It's an investment that is worth investing in, as long as you are a POS operator, because this business is very risky. Thank you.
Does AMBAN regulates the operations of POS, or is it just to support them? Does it regulate their operations?
Let me be sincere with you. AMBAN regulates the operation of its members. Like I said earlier, not every POS operator is a member of AMBAN. So you can't regulate activity of somebody that is not your member. So, but like I said earlier, we are working on something, agent JTF, in a collaboration with the security agencies and the MMOs, to make sure that this particular sector is properly regulated, because it will be of public interest if this particular sector is properly regulated. Number one, it will harmonize charges. That is number one. Then it will help fight financial crime that is increasing on a daily basis in the agency banking space. I know you are a journalist. You might be hearing all these stories of maybe POS location using as a cash out location for criminal activities. We hear a lot of stories on a daily basis because we have agents scattered across Nigeria. So if a crime is being committed in Maiduguri today, within a space of 5 minutes, the information is spread across, because we have members across Nigeria. So, by God's special grace, we love in a situation whereby this particular space will be regulated, because the reason why criminals are infiltrating the sector is because it is not properly regulated.
So, what strategies can be adopted to ensure steady flow of cash to POS operators?
Okay, thank you. As it stands now, like I said earlier, our association is working closely with the Central Bank of Nigeria and other deposit banks, commercial banks, uh, to see because Christmas, December, January, and February period is a period that we make a lot of profit. Let me just sound like that. And you know, our raw material is cash, and without cash, you can't do much. So as I'm speaking to you now, at our national body, the members of National Executive Council of the Association of Mobile Money and Bank Agents are into agreement with all these relevant bodies that I mentioned earlier to see how we can work together to provide that needed cash to POS operators because we all remembered what happened during COVID-19. Without POS operators, a lot of Nigerians will pass through hell. The same thing happened last year. So we are working behind the scene to make sure that cash is being provided to POS operators to enable us to serve Nigerians well, especially at this festive period. So very soon you will start seeing the effect. But I must tell you, it's not something that will end quickly. There is no quick fix to this. But we'll try as much as possible to make sure at least we'll add more value, especially during this festive period. But it's not going to be easy. Thank you.
Mm. All right. I wanted to ask you finally before we wrap up on this particular discussion. Are there any alternatives
All
to
right.
POS that people should use during this scarcity period?
No,
So every Nigerian should resort to POS operators to be able to get cash.
that is that is why we are in the business. We are your closest friend. We are your closest partner in your businesses. So you don't have any other option except us because we are always here to serve you.
Mm. Thank you very much for your time, Mr.
Thank you so much for having me.
Ibeto Francis Chinon. So, Chairman Association of Mobile Money and Bank Agents in Nigeria. I'm the AMBAM, Anambra State chapter. Thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you so much for having me. And I will always make myself available whenever you need me to explain anything that has to do with agency banking or PS operation in Nigeria. Thank you.
Definitely. We're going to continue this discussion some other time. All right, and that's where we're going to wrap up on this particular discussion. But don't worry, you can always continue to watch us or drop your comment on all our social media platforms at Signature TV News. We are live 24/7 on YouTube at Signature TV. And right now, it's time for us to link you up to our Abuja studio for the continuation of Signature Morning Show. My name is Belinda Mwobodo. Don't forget, today is World Toilet Day. This is a day where you look back and clean your toilets. Don't allow it to become a threat to your health. See you at a time.